Hi, I guess we're calling this episode 3 of Jeff's Journey. I have an interesting week ahead, that's for sure. The schedule book is getting too small. I'm filling in all the days too much. It's not even really fitting in here. And then I have other places that I keep track of what I'm doing. But I'll go over all that stuff at some other time. Interesting thing today is I was calling on some of the leads kind of leads, not great leads, that were provided by one of the companies that I'm doing calls for now for really pretty low pay, but it's a step in the right direction in the industry, outbound sales for software as a service company, which is cool because I'm talking right to one of the developers. So I pointed out some stuff that was wrong in the demo app, and he's adjusting it, and I mean it's kind of nice. But just this morning, I did a couple hours, and we're using Zoho as the customer relations management software. And I haven't used it before, so it's a little clunky. So I only made 27 calls, and I had 13 connects, and I had 7 times that are things that make sense for me to contact back, basically. So it halved, and then it halved again. And a lot of leads were just junk and disconnected, probably a whole handful of them. But the weird thing is, so when I was talking to this company originally, I read their sales script, and they're on like version 3, and it's not very good. It's not incredibly good. And I put together several sales scripts. Some of these are for other companies and whatnot, but most of this stack is for this company. I wrote an example actually. All 4 of these sheets, I wrote as example sales scripts for this company. And 3 of them would be cold. One of them is more for warm leads. Nevertheless, these are all pretty good and based off really good sales scripts from great salespeople like Jordan Belfort, Grant Cardone, and I just adapted them a little bit, adjusted them. And the guy talked it over with his partner and then decided that for consistency's sake, they wanted to keep using the sales scripts they had been using instead of fully switching over at the time. It's just a weird thing. And then I had 2 other really long interviews today. One was a WebEx to demo product to see exactly how it worked, and the other one was a couple-hour phone call with a guy, and he's the founder of it. And he's a millionaire because he had a successful exit of his previous company, which was baby e-commerce site, which he sold for $6-7 million. So it was an interesting day to see the different ways that each of these people is going about them. I mean, 2 of them are founders. The one I did work for early in the day, and the one is kind of non-aggressive. He's the developer, and he's just he's like, oh, just like see if this works. I don't know if I should do contractors. Like it's a pretty low-paying job, so he's not attracting the best people. He's just kind of unsure. Like, should we redo the scripts that we're using when we're calling people? Nah, it's it's kind of weird because I can't figure out. He doesn't seem very motivated, which I understand. Motivation is a hard thing to control. And then the other guy who has already been successful, he's like super sales oriented. He wants to get people that are really going to go after it. They have a straight 20% commission on an annual renewal, and I mean it's pretty good. They really he wants to get after it, and I think you can see why he's already successful at his other company. That was a few years ago that he sold it, and he's been doing consulting and investing so far since then. But it's interesting to see the difference. And then the other guy, which is also a software as a service app, so all 3 is a software as a service. The other guy, he was brought in like a year ago to this company that works. They originally worked just with hospitals on their scheduling for nurses for filling shifts, and they've adjusted the software so they can adjust shifts for everything from truck drivers to nursing to restaurants. Whoever runs off shifts like that are inconsistent works really good for. And we demoed it today. I got the app on my phone, played with it, and it's a really nice user interface. Very smooth, easy to understand, kind of self-explanatory. And then they have a really good commission structure too, a straight 30%, recurring monthly. So interesting the different ways these guys are going about it. The other guy, he's doing a base plus a commission, and it's $50 per sale, but it's not recurring, even though the software as a service figure is recurring, even though the price is recurring monthly. and it seems like they've adjusted their prices a lot and stuff, and they have no customers, and they're apparently not calling on customers themselves like the founders or anything. It's it's weird to see the different directions they're going, and I guess it's hard to pick who's going to be successful and who's not going to be successful, but I have my inclinations on who that would be. So interesting observations today. Interesting observations, other than the fact that it turned back into winter here. We have a ton of snow out there. And one of my students this morning, I think she's like 10-year-old girl from China, I showed her outside because it was getting light out. So we're 12 hours away from them. We just had our daylight savings. They don't have daylight savings. And she was so confused. She asked what season it was. And I said it was spring. And she's like, "You get snow in spring?" she was so surprised and so amazed and so confused. It was funny. So I've tried to not go outside today, although I've had to a little bit. Working inside works out well for that. I don't have to leave very much. And hopefully, I'm hoping that over a few days, maybe a week at the most, I can get all my numbers from using the script that they're having me use. That I don't think is going to go very well. And then maybe we'll be able to adjust. And if we're not able to adjust at that time, maybe I will just adjust. So it'll be interesting to see exactly how that goes. And I'm really curious to see his reaction to not having a good script versus having a good script that I'm giving him for free. It's not like a lot of people charge a lot of money for writing good phone sales scripts, and I'm just offering it up for nothing. I'm making $8 an hour, plus every lead that closes, I'm making a $50 commission, which with a bad script and not a great demo product, it's it's not like we're closing a bunch of them every day. So a lot of kind of resistance there, although he seems eager to improve the app. He's been working on it right away, which is really good. He's just more from the developer side, which is fine. You need that side as well. It'll be interesting to see how he adapts to the sales side. Whereas both other guys I was talking to, they're already really oriented on the sales guy. They have other tech guys that they work with, but they already run the sales stuff. So that is their focus, and you could tell they're really focused and a little more aggressive on that, which is why when those companies didn't have sales, those guys went out and made sales until they figured out exactly what their process needed to be so they could get some revenue, so they could hire other salespeople essentially. And then they don't seem like they have policies on how you have to do it. Of course, that's straight commission, so it's a little different. But they're like, use whatever script you want. The one guy, we kind of talked about funnels. Like if I could make my own marketing funnel to generate my own warm leads. And that is something I want to work on. I'm going to do some experiments in that direction, because if I can generate my own warm leads, then the potential for independent sales stuff on a straight 20-30% commission is really good. And if I can't generate my own warm leads, then it's cold prospecting, which works, but it takes a ton of time. So that really cuts into your pay per however much time you're putting in. But with both those products being recurring and the commission being straight recurring the whole time, there's a huge amount of leverage there, especially because the one, you're selling to businesses, including it's oriented originally in the hospital direction. So once they really get a system in place like that, it might stick there for a while. And the other one's oriented towards schools and other kids organizations, but a lot of schools. So once they really implement this communication tool for schools, it might really stick there well. And that's what it looks like it's doing. That's just got up and going really over the last year. Another year before that, they were developing it still. And I think both those have a lot of potential for recurring monthly revenue after you make the sale for quite a while. Especially if you could sell like a school district, then that one sale probably could have been your job for a couple of years, and that would be like 6 figures a year for those couple of years for that one sale. So really interesting revenue streams, interesting commission structures, a lot of potential, especially if I can learn how to develop a marketing funnel to generate my own warm leads, and then of course having the flexibility to write scripts to close sales. So that is my focus for now, if I have a focus. I mean, that schedule looks kind of crazy. It's not like it's all in one direction, so it's not extremely focused. But I need to focus more in that direction in the near future, and I think that will work out really well. So that is my plan for now.